Hi guys, it's Mark from War Factory, and today I wanted to share with you something special because one of my small dust babies, a project I was part of and project of a starter set that I helped, let's say, plan and deliver is here. So the Battle for Babylon, two-player starter set, a special box aimed for conquering and getting us many new players, especially in Eastern Europe, in countries that maybe have a need for two-player starter sets. So this is the next step after Battle for Zverograd. This time we go to Babylon, and in this video I wanted to show you what's inside the box, what you will find inside as a customer or maybe as a retailer that wants to carry the line, how it looks inside, what are the contents of course, and why it's worth buying, and I will also tell you a few words about each of the units inside. So this is our new two-player starter box for Dust. It's gonna premiere at March 25, 2020, and I hope you're gonna like the contents of this great big box of fun joy for Dust 1947. Let's get started. Okay, so let's go with it. And so here it comes, Battle for Babylon. So the new two players battle box for Dust 1947, and we still have the Second World War going on. If you haven't played Dust, this is how it looks up front. As you can see, our Dust family boxes have this specific style that reminds you kind of the packages from 50s, maybe from 40s, and this is the aesthetics you're gonna see on all of our Dust boxes. On the side you have a short story presenting what's happening, why it's the war's still on. More details on this are inside. And here in the back you can see what's inside the box, some love needed paperwork, and up front you can see the beautiful image made by Paolo Parente. Inside you have the American Marines. They are led by a hero here with a vertical. His name is Quiet Jack. In the middle we have this squad of support weapons, Walker infantry squad. On the other side you have Sigrid von Thaler. She's a proud commander of Blutkreuz. Here we have some monkeys. These are apes, battle apes. Here we have zombies and the Axis Walker Jagdlooter. Okay, so let's start it. Open the box and see inside. Battle of Babylon. I'm gonna mention some of the units inside later, also give you some more description, and I hope soon we can have some kind of battle report with the units inside so you can see why it's worth it. So okay, we have some fillers here. The first thing we have out is a building. It's a usual stuff you find in each starter set for Dust 1947. It's quite useful. We have more fillers. Now we have some gaming maps. This is from high quality paper, much better than our old Zverograd ones. Okay, sorry for that, I have some small problems here. But basically you have two of these high quality. This is a beach with a sea, as you can see, and as you can see there are the squares with a dot in the middle. These are used to count the fields and the range and the movement of your units. On the other side we have a pure desert, so we can have either a desert or a beach landing or maybe a river in the middle, depending on what you like. So you can either set up a beachhead assault or maybe some Babylon desert. Okay, so now let's go to some of the more important elements like miniatures. So let's get the first big box out. As you can see, these are packed separately in smaller boxes inside our big box. Let's have a look inside. Everything is safe, as you can see. Nothing should happen in transport. When you open your box, your miniature is going to be ready to play and haul. Okay, so everything is in a protective foil, as you can see. This is the turret for 6-shooter, the Allied Walker. Set with it is some crewmen and some additional smaller elements. The machine gun that goes here, some hatches we're gonna put on the hulls here. Okay, so next we have the main body for 6-shooter. This is how it looks like. This is the base of our Walker. As you can see, it's pretty good, pretty big. You put the turret here using these holes and a bit of skill, and then we have it as a whole. Okay, now I'm going to open these and put them On the walker, as you can see, this is all packed separately, so you never lose anything, and you always know what to pick. Okay, so this is how it looks when it's picked together. Here is the main armament. So you have the 6-shooter recoilless rifles, which were also used in World War II and then later by the US Armed Forces. We have 2 machine guns. So it's a heavy Walker destroyer. It's aimed at eliminating enemy units. And let's go for the next box, next items now. So this is 6-shooter, this is Bulldog. What you see now, this is a other version of this same Walker with a different armament. And the next thing I found inside the box is the Jagdlooter, the Axis Walker. This is how he looks. As you can see, there are some moving parts you can play around with. You can put it in a different pose. This you can remove. Okay, let's put him here for now in some kind of pose and search for the rest of the items needed. What I have here. Okay, so here are the 2 main guns for the Jagdlooter. As you can see, they're pretty big. This is also a heavy armored walker that main purpose on the battlefield is eliminating enemy units. It's kind of a tank hunter vehicle, as the name shows, Jagdlooter. So this is what the Germans used for their machines that were aimed at eliminating enemy tanks like Jagdpanther or like Jagdtiger. And this is the same idea behind the vehicle. So its main purpose, it's eliminating the enemy walkers, enemy tanks, enemy heavy armor. So that's what is going to play the role here. And here below the belly we have a machine gun it's going to use. You just need to put it there. Okay, here it goes. So this is the whole Jagdlooter ready to go. We have a machine gun, 2 anti-tank guns. You can put it in a pose you like. Okay, let's leave him here for now. What we have left in the box, the one we opened. So inside is the Brave Marines from the USMC. The first one is a hero. This is Quiet Jack. So as you can see, all infantry is safely in this small packages. Everything is assembled out of the box. As you can see, he's ready to go. This is the Quiet Jack armed with vertical. He's very good at pinning down enemy units, shooting with these heavy weapons, and he can suppress enemy units pretty easily. He's especially good at medium to long range distance. So together with him we also get a squad of United States Marine Corps demolition team. These guys are specialized in eliminating enemy equipment, destroying buildings, destroying walkers, and they have very close combat weapons. So they have shotguns, you can see here, and some submachine guns on the rest of the miniatures. So they are very fast. They can move 3 fields for 1 action and up to 4 for both actions, and their main role is just to get close to the enemy, kill them with the close combat weapons, or just blow something up. They are also armed with subtle charges that help them to do that. So this is how they look in the Babylon paint scheme, already painted. That's what you can see. And let's go further into our box. So we have another smaller box with some additional units, probably the rest of the infantry squads. So these are the Totem zombies. You can have different types of zombies in Dust. This is a 5-man squad of guys that sadly perished somewhere on the front, and now as you may know, Germany always needed more manpower into the front, so somebody took them, gave them the special Wiederlabelung serum that makes them zombies, and brought them back to the battlefield, and now they serve as these zombies. They are not very intelligent. They can just, go toward the enemy and hit him with this big fist you can see on the models. So these are Untertoten. There is also Ubertoten, which are the guys which can use machine guns and submachine pistols, so they're still intelligent. For these guys, for the Untertoten, for the zombies, you have special heroes that you can see here now that can support you, that can make your zombies better, more useful on the battlefield. Without the heroes, we have here just a squad of zombies that are very hard to kill. They're gonna go for the enemy, they're gonna be shooting brains, give me the allied brains, and they're gonna just get shredded by the machine gun, or they're gonna make it and hit the enemy really hard, because when they get up close and personal, it's quite sad to meet with these guys. So this is how they look like. They are storming our poor Marines right now. So maybe let's get some support for these poor Marines. And one of my favorite squads of all time. So this is a 50 cal heavy support squad for the Marines. We can see we have 3 guys on one big base, 3 soldiers with a big machine gun on a tripod. We have different weapons on them. When we're going to be losing these soldiers, we're going to be losing some of the weapons, but the base weapons we're going to be always using is the 50 cal, the very well-known gun to anybody who's interested in World War II and United States Army history. Very reliable weapon, even still today in use. This is how they look in the Babylon camouflage, the Marine Corps camouflage. And as you can see, this weapon, this is what we get here. So they are ready. They're going to be supporting us from a fire position, not on the front line, but maybe providing some cover fire from the Marines. And what we have next in the box, now some support for the Axis. So the last Axis unit, we're going to have some engineers for the Axis. So USMC has their engineers, they have the mission squad. So this is our Axis engineers. So they are not typical engineers you would expect. These are monkeys. So the Blutkreuz, the Axis, know how to use the special technology from Fiki, this technology they use for zombies. So the same stuff they can use on some monkeys to make them intelligent, to make them more human-like, so they can use some weaponry, they can speak now. As you can see, they are using these jackhammers that they can use to eliminate heavy enemy units. Against enemy infantry, they have this Flammfaust on their back. Flammfaust, if you don't know, this is a version of Panzerfaust, so the Axis one-use weapon that shoots basically a burst of flame against the enemy living forces, against the enemy infantry. This is one time, so each of the monkeys has one of these. So you can these against the USMC squads or use your jackhammers against their walkers. So this is the plan for this squad. We have 3 of these apes. They can charge with their jackhammers, so move their march move and then attack with close combat weapons, or just normally move for one action and then use the Flammfausts to attack the enemy forces. And the last miniature we're gonna talk about, the last one we have in the whole set, is Sigrid von Thaler, so a brave pilot, brave commander of the Blutkreuz Corps for the Axis. As you can see in the Marines units, we have a focus on rather range weapons to keep distance from the Blutkreuz army. So for the Axis, so far we only had close combat units that are gonna go up in personnel, and now Sigrid has a synergy with this walker. You can see, because she's a pilot, it's her dedicated walker, dedicated like Luther, that is named Snowlings, and she's gonna be able to pilot it, and she's as expert for this walker, so it's gonna have twice the chance to hit the enemy when she's inside and she's piloting the walker. So that's what we have inside with miniatures, but the box, as you can see, is pretty big, so we have still some stuff left inside. And inside is an element I'm super proud of, so the European starter rules, and these are just awesome, and I love how they came out. So inside we have German, English, French, Italian and Polish inside, so all of the major markets we have Dutch right now on get these starter rules, and all of the new one-player starter sets we are now selling also have these inside. The older books are slowly being pushed out, and you're gonna be finding this book inside the boxes also with one-player starter set. And as a starter rules, of course, there's everything you need inside. So as you can see, the quality of paper is really nice. There's a nice image in the front, all of the different forces here meeting to plot against Cthulhu on this image. In the back we have, of course, the short story in English, and inside, as you can see, it's based on each language, so I have English, German, Polish part, so the whole rule book has its own few pages. The nice images, the great scenarios from the starter sets, basically everything needed to know when you are about to start the game, everything presented, simple things, some fluff for all of the units, timeline that says how it happened, which year after year, what events unfolded and how it changed from our timeline, why it happened this way. So main armies, everything needed, basically you needed to start. Great book, super happy we have it now, great idea, and it's gonna allow us to get to more and more players, and more players gonna have easier start with Dust, and I hope it's gonna help me and you guys to get new players into our great game. So let's put it here for now, and let's have a look into the last elements we have in the box. So these are more of accessories than miniatures, of course. So inside is the 2 anti-tank traps, which you put on the squares here, and they can stop walker movement, they can provide cover for infantry, so they're gonna change the way this field works. They're gonna change, let's say, where you move with your walker or where your infantry stops to have some cover. And the next element is the ammo boxes. As you can see, they provide cover also for infantry and for vehicles. One type is the US, the second one is Axis type. They're a bit different, as you can see now. And they can provide cover, or maybe they will be your objective tokens. You can use them for different stuff. And here are the dices. So for each army you have 6 dices. We look after your hygiene. You don't exchange dices, everybody has their own. As you can see, they are pretty characteristic, because in Dust you have 3 symbols. Each of them has 2 sides on the K6 dices we produce. So for the Axis you have this hack and crit symbol. For the Allies you have this faction symbol of the 2 remaining is the shield and the crossers. I'm not gonna get into too much details over this. Everything is described in the rulebook, or maybe in one of our materials for Dust battle report. And the last element we have inside is the cards. So each unit in the game has its own card with the action points, how much they cost, and some special abilities below. So 4 cards for the Axis, 4 cards for the Allies. As you can see on the card here in the back is the name, here is the point costs, the special abilities, everything needed to know. You don't need to check the rulebook each time, you just look here and you know what to use, how this ability works. In the front you always have this movement statistics, the abilities, only their name, that are described in more detail in the back, as you can see here. And here is the armament statistics, health points if you have health, and this is more or less how it looks for the cards, and they're also high quality, and this is, let's put them here. And the last element is the terrain pieces. So we have these special cardboard tiles that can be trees, objectives, or walls, which we're going to be putting on the squares on the board we use to simulate some kind of terrain. So let's say you put a tree here, and from now on this provides cover. And of course monkeys like going on the trees, of course, bananas, stuff like this. So let's put them here on the palm, and this is where they're gonna be. And now we have some walls, and I think the palm we have there below, it's an objective token. Yes, so this is the objective we're gonna be fighting over, some well of the ancients we need to take care of, we need to capture. Okay, so that took a bit longer than expected. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff inside. So this is how the Dust 1947 Battle for Babylon 2-player battle box looks like, the new starter set. Very good to start for new players, and it's gonna premiere 25th of March on War Factory and at your local retailer. And well, that's it folks. Thanks for watching, and hope you liked the contents of Battle of Babylon. See you in the next episode.